Buying a house is often seen as better than renting, but there are many factors to consider, such as lifestyle, age, and the economy. The decision is complicated and depends on the individual. So in this video, we are going to discuss about should you buy or rent a house. The video is going to be amazing. Make sure to stick till the end. Now before we get into this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. I will try my best to reply to as many comments as possible. Renting a home. Renting is a normal part of everyday life, but it isn't seen by many as a long-term solution since you actually own the place you're living in and you're essentially missing out on building equity. The cost of renting is sometimes seen as throwing money away, but people rarely talk about all of the expenses that come with home ownership, says Taylor Kovar, CEO at Kovar Wealth Management. Renters have limited control over their living space and face rising costs. However, experts predict that a record number of new apartments will come onto the market in the next year or two, which could lower rent prices. Owning a home. Owning a home gives you the freedom to customize it and build equity. You may even recoup remodeling costs when you sell. Owning a home is more expensive and complicated than renting and depends on the economy and home prices. Home prices are expected to decline 5 to 10% from their peak in Q2 2022. Buying a home is a big decision. It's more expensive than renting, especially in the short term. Make sure you love the location and can stay there for a while before buying. You'll need a down payment, closing costs, and insurance. Difference in renting versus owning. Renting and owning are different in almost every aspect of what it means to obtain a place to live. The responsibilities of renters are not the same as owners. The costs are not the same, nor are the rewards. Lifestyles, goals, and needs often differ as well. These differences are sometimes a reflection of the choice to rent or buy, and sometimes a reflection of the reason that choice is made. Either way, the more you know about these differences, the easier your choice will be. Monthly housing payment. Homeowner. You make a mortgage payment, which is a combination of interest and principal on the loan you take out to purchase your home. In most cases, your mortgage payment is set for 30 years and does not change. After 30 years, your loan is paid off and you own the property outright. Besides a conventional 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you may want to consider an adjustable rate mortgage or one of several other types with different terms and features. Renter. You make a monthly payment, called rent, to your landlord or a rental company to live in a house or apartment. This money helps pay for all the costs the rental company has, including repair and maintenance. You don't own the property. You borrow it for a month at a time. In order to remain where you are, you must continue to pay rent, which typically goes up on a yearly basis. Mortgage interest. Homeowner. If interest rates go down, you have the option to refinance your original loan and lower your house payment. You can also deduct interest payments on your taxes each year. Renter. Since there's no loan involved, you cannot refinance your rent payment, and rent is not a deductible expense on your income taxes. Property taxes. Homeowner. You pay local property taxes to the taxing authority, which you can deduct when you file your income taxes, up to $10,000. If you fail to pay property taxes, you can have a lien taken on your property and eventually lose the property to foreclosure. Renter. You don't typically pay property taxes directly, although your landlord may stipulate you do so as part of the lease. If so, you can deduct that amount on your income taxes, just like a homeowner can. Most often what happens is landlords include taxes and other costs when calculating the amount of your rent. Those costs are not deductible by you. Some states have a renter's credit you can deduct that takes into account taxes you pay indirectly. Importantly, as a renter, you cannot lose the property due to failure to pay taxes since you don't own it in the first place. Maintenance. Homeowner. You bear the cost of maintaining the home you own. This could include anything from replacing a roof, buying a new water heater, and repairing a damaged driveway. If something breaks down, as the homeowner, you have to fix it. Renter. You are not responsible for maintaining your house or apartment when it comes to replacing owner-provided appliances, fixing plumbing issues, painting, or remodeling. As with taxes, your rent may include the landlord's estimate of the cost of maintenance, but in the end, the landlord is legally required to maintain the property. Equity. Homeowner. Since you own the home, any appreciation in value, equity, is yours. Most homes rise in value over time, though, like all investments, can also fall in value. When you sell the home, you can cash in that equity as profit. You don't have to wait until you sell to take advantage of equity, however. You can borrow on the equity you have accumulated through a variety of loan options, including a home equity loan, home equity line of credit, or a cash-out refinance of your mortgage loan. Renter. You don't earn equity or lose it because you do not own the home or apartment where you live. Equity, or the increase in value a home receives over time, only goes to the person who owns the property. Lifestyle. Homeowner. If you like the area where you live, are generally ready to settle for at least 3 to 5 years, put down roots, and keep the same job, being a homeowner may be a good fit for you. Renter. If you long to live elsewhere, lack job security, are not ready to stay in place for at least 3 years minimum, renting may make more sense for you right now. Peace of mind versus flexibility. Homeowner. When you own a home, it can't be sold without your permission, provided you keep making payments on time. If this peace of mind resonates strongly with you, homeownership may be calling. Renter. Renters trade the peace of mind ownership brings with the flexibility to easily move to another location. As long as that flexibility is important to you, renting may be a better choice, at least for now. Finances. Homeowner. To buy a home, you need to employ a lot of financial leverage. Your 20% down payment and good credit score become the leverage that gets you a loan for a property worth many times the amount you shell out. To have that leverage, your financial house needs to be in order. You need that down payment, good credit, solid employment, and the financial wherewithal to make house payments on time for the foreseeable future. Renter. The financial standards for renting are not as strict for renters, but they aren't non-existent. To rent a home, you need the amount of the deposit, good credit, and the ability to make rent payments on time. The costs of renting versus owning. The cost of renting versus owning depends largely on how long you stay in the same house, assuming economic factors follow historic trends. The table below shows how much money you need for either scenario. For example, if you buy, you will need a $60,000 down payment and $12,000 in closing costs up front. Renters don't pay closing costs, but they do pay a deposit, typically 1 or 2 months' rent. The table shows both your initial and first-year costs as a buyer or renter. Not counting your down payment and closing costs, they are similar. To recover the down payment and closing costs, you need to hold the house long enough to sell it for enough profit to pay off the existing loan plus costs and fees associated with selling. Depending on the housing market and economic conditions, this typically happens between years 3 and 5 of home ownership. That's why experts urge you not to buy unless you plan to live in the home at least that long. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.